I know when we get married, we have visions of it being romantic and nice and accommodating, just like it was when we were dating. And so I'm wanting to do this video actually to encourage you watching this because so many people are struggling in their marriages. And one of the things I hear way too often, I said it myself, was we are just so incompatible. It hurts. I don't like my spouse. They bring out the worst in me, things like that. But what I want to remind you is that the whole point of marriage is to scrape off your rough edges, and no one likes that. We are actually to be sandpaper to our spouse. And everybody knows what sandpaper is. When you rub it against something, if you rub it against your skin, it hurts. It's friction. It softens things. We've heard in the Bible that iron sharpens iron. Well, how does it do that? They rub a sharp edge against the other, and it has to constantly cut off a part of the one piece of iron. It is not metaphorical. It is not a figure of speech. It is not something Jesus said to kind of say, well, I just want you to get an idea. He needs you to understand that you were brought together with that man or that woman in order that you might become a better person. And even if your spouse has done rough things, they're harsh, they're callous, or your spouse is too passive, maybe you're too aggressive, or maybe you're passive and your spouse is more aggressive. See, those things we may think are not good or they hurt are actually rubbing off of us. It is so easy for each of us to look at those parts of our spouse that need to be rubbed off, and they do. I mean, my husband's got lots of rough edges that he needs to sandpaper off. And I don't like them, but I'm sure those parts are rubbing off of me, the parts he doesn't like. And I don't like that. I don't like when it's rubbing off of me. Each one of us wants to remain the same. I want to find my homeostasis. And if I can be by myself and not have to change, it would be so much more comfortable. But I did a video a couple days or weeks ago that said comfort kills, actually. Comfort makes us lazy. Comfort doesn't change us. Comfort causes us to stay as we are. So we need to understand one of the greatest purposes of marriage. Yes, we understand that it is for procreation, it is for unification, but it's for getting our spouses to heaven. And in order to get my spouse to heaven, I have got to rub off his rough edges. And I'm sure you're like, yeah, cool, I don't mind that part. But we need to be more selfless and humble. And realize that there are parts of us that we may not see that need to be rubbed off of us. So the point I'm trying to make here is don't fight the sandpaper process. Don't fight. Don't think that because your husband or your wife hurts you, that you're not married to the right person. If you made a vow, if your marriage is covenant, it's valid. You married the right person. Your spouse is to be your cross, because crosses are heavy. Crosses are something you have to carry. Crosses are something that cause you to suffer. And you're thinking, why would God want that? Well, remember, nowhere in the Bible does it say Jesus wants us to be happy. It says he wants us to be happy with him in heaven, but we are in a fallen world, which means we do have to deal with the consequences of sin, our own and others. So don't think you're in a wrong marriage. The greatest thing to keep you and your spouse together is your vow to commit, and that divorce is never an option. And to recognize, okay, Lord, he or she is rubbing off my rough edges. I do not like it. You're rubbing off his or hers. Got to find that balance. What is too much? Well, it's not enough. Hope this makes sense. Don't begrudge the process. Christ allows it for a reason. If he had to carry his cross and suffer so that we could be purified, then we most certainly can carry ours and suffer so that we and our spouses and our children and all those watching us may also be purified. Suffering is what gets souls to heaven. Let me know your thoughts. I'm Dr. Christine Bacon. Thanks for watching this Bacon Bit. And as always, remember to live your life sunny side up.